everybody, and welcome back to Paradise on Pennies. So today's video is going to be a little different. We're going to be answering some questions. There's a lot of questions out there that we get all the time across our social media, Facebook, and here on YouTube, and we'd like to get to the chance to answer all of those questions. So today we put a small list together of a couple of those questions that we frequently get asked, and some other fun ones too. Just to give you an idea of what we're thinking for these videos. And in the future, what we'd like to see is that you guys leave us your questions. We'll scan back through. You can leave them on Facebook, send them to us, or leave the questions here in the comments on YouTube. We'll scan through, we'll pick a handful of questions every once in a while, and put together a little video where we'll address and answer those questions.
Yeah, ask us anything you'd like about life on the road, relationships, camping, dogs, traveling, hiking.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
It can be general or very personal. It's up to you.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, here's a few answers to get us started.
So, favorite place, I think would be pretty hard to narrow down. I think our favorite area, though, would probably be the Yukon. Especially probably the Kluane area for sure. That's why we named our dog after it.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful place.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people up there. That's why we like it. There's like 30,000 in the whole province.
Yep.
And then about 21,000 in their capital, Whitehorse, and then probably the rest of them are in like Dawson City, which is the old capital. So not a lot of people in the rest of the land, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So
lots of bears and beautiful scenery and glaciers. So very beautiful spot. And we also really like the eastern Sierra Nevadas and Mount St. Helens, and we've kind of got favorites speckled all over the place, but if we had to pick one,
yeah,
the Yukon.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I grew up in northeast Iowa, I know, fun, and in a little town called Cresco. It's about 5,000 people right on the border of Minnesota. I spent pretty much my whole life there till I was about 18, and then I moved out and moved around Iowa a lot with the company I worked with, and I lived in the Quad Cities for a while, so I went to a town of about 300,000 people, so it was a big change. And then I moved back to a little town just over the border in Minnesota, and then I lastly lived in Sioux Center, Iowa, and then I decided to move to Colorado. So.
And I grew up in Pennsylvania, so PA for the locals. Most of my childhood was in Pennsylvania, although I did live in a couple different places. We moved around, and so I spent a short amount of time in Tennessee and in Missouri, but yeah, most of it was good old PA. Well, we met in Colorado, and yeah, it was Colorado Springs specifically. We had some similar friend groups, and for like an entire year, we probably were crossing paths and didn't even ever meet each other. But eventually we did, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. No, not exactly. It was friendship at first sight. When we first met, we did hit it off pretty good. But I don't know, I had been hurt in the past, and I was at the time sort of like had my bars up and I just wanted to be friends. I didn't want to be in a relationship. So I was playing the tough girl act, I guess. I don't know. But we did hit it off, and we hung out a lot, and we had an awesome friendship. I should have known then. And yeah. So then once I finally opened up, it was like we were best friends, and everything happened really fast after that.
I stuck with it. I was persistent.
He was.
I'm glad I was.
Yeah. really. A lot of people ask us about having not as much stuff and, you know, is it hard the way we live? And yeah, I mean, the straightforward answer is absolutely not. It's hard. It's not hard. But also, we don't really perceive that we live with less anyway. Even when we were traveling and living in the Ford Escape, I didn't really see that as less either because I had shelter, I had a vehicle, I had food and water and, you know, dogs and freedom to adventure. And I mean...
Yeah. Less is a relative term, so once we met each other, then it was even simpler, and we just were like, well, you don't want it, and I don't want it, because we already have each other, because most people have stuff to impress other people, so once we had each other, it was pretty simple after that.
Yeah, when you have a best friend to share life with, it's kind of like, that's, I think, what everyone wants. Once you have that, then you just live. Now we're in a truck camper, which is even more, when we think of that as like our mini mansion, which some people would be like, that's like the smallest house you could possibly live in. But for us, it's like, wow, we can stand up.
Yeah.
And cook inside. And
such luxuries that we didn't
have
before.
To me, it's like a mini cabin. It's like a tiny one-room cabin. When I have the windows open and the sun comes in, I love it. So, yeah.
We're never hardly in it. It's like we're out here, and then we go to cook, and we can actually go inside to cook. So that's amazing now, and we can be out of the bugs for a little while. But
life's about trade-offs, and this has been a good one.
So when I was young, I think my first dream job was to be a painter, and not like an artist painter, more like a house painter. I think my dad had a friend that painted houses, and I thought it was cool because he had a boom truck and everything, and I was like, oh, that'd be awesome, I want to do that. And I kind of had that for a while, and then it kind of faded away, and I realized that really wasn't what I wanted to do. So then my next dream was to be a bag boy at the grocery store. So even better. I always went with my mom to the grocery store and bagged my own groceries, and I thought it was fun. And then after that, I guess I kind of wanted to be a race car driver for a while, but that really didn't turn out to much. But now I'm living my dream, which I never thought it would be to actually live in my car. So that's my dream.
Well, my dream job when I was a kid, well, my dream was I wanted to be basically the crocodile hunter. I wanted to be just like the girl version of Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. When I watched that, I was so fascinated with like all the different places and the animals. I was totally an animal lover, so for me it was just like I wanted to chase down all these cool exotic animals. Yeah, not like wrestle crocodiles or anything, but but take pictures of all the animals around the world and travel was definitely my dream. I wouldn't say that dream is fizzled out, but this is kind of my version of living it now.
You're pretty much doing it now, so we.
Yeah, not working for Nat Geo or anything cool like that, but we take pictures and see wildlife, whatever's left of it, and enjoy all the cool places we go. So. Yeah. Well, guys, if you enjoyed watching that and learning a little more about us, and if you have other questions, please, by all means, just send us the questions, leave them in the comments here. We'll look back and try to find those questions. Yeah, let us know what else you want to know, and we will pick a handful of them next time and we'll answer them, put another video together and answer your questions. So let us know. Dig as deep as you want, and yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe.
Yep.
And you'll be the first to see them.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.